among the stars.
Do you have a plan for your life? Do you know where you want to go? Are you looking to be happier, healthier, and wealthier while having more fun every day? Meet our empowerment architect and goddess gardener, Cynthia Bryan, as she engages in energetic exchanges with success experts, bringing you research, innovations, strategies, and techniques to strengthen your life, business, and personal spaces. Be inspired, motivated, encouraged, and empowered. Lend us your ears right here on Star Style. Be the star you are. The party starts now.
Well, hello, Power Partners, and welcome to Star Style, Be the Star You Are. We are coming to you live on the Voice America Network, and this program is brought to you by Be the Star You Are charity. We are always so happy when you are tuning in on Wednesdays from 4 to 5 p.m. right here on Voice America for the latest information and lots of fun, and we'll have a conversation, probably around your dinner table. So the miracle moment for today is brought to you by Be the Star You Are charity. If you're looking to make any donations for the end of the year, please do consider going to BeTheStarYouAre.org. That's BeTheStarYouAre.org. We understand that a lot of people don't itemize anymore because of the higher IRS limitations that give you, you can just file quickly. But if you do itemize, or if you just want to be generous, consider BeTheStarYouAre.org, because Be the Star You Are won Nonprofit of the Year this year, and our teams and our volunteers work really hard to make a difference in the community and the world. So this is from a source that I'm not sure what it is, but I love what it says. If everyone on earth loved each other, the earth would shine brighter than the sun. Doesn't that sound great? Wouldn't you like to shine brighter than the sun? Yeah, let's say that 10 times. Shine brighter than the sun. Yeah, I think that is definitely a good way to go. Well, what are we going to be talking about today? It is the holidays, and you're probably out doing your holiday shopping if you haven't already. And you might be a little stressed about it, but more than anything, we want to keep you away from the scams, because unfortunately, this time of year, there are a lot of scams going on. And with technology the way it is, the scams don't look the way they used to. In fact, it's hard to actually recognize a scam right now. So we got to be extra careful. And in segment 1, that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to help you identify them and keep away from them. So you'll want to, stay tuned for that. In segment 2, would you like to live to 100, to 200? Well, chances are, if you are alive right now and you are probably, 50 or less, your chance of living to 100 is really, really great. So we're going to tell you ways that you can try to live a very long and happy life. And what is moderate exercise? People will say to you, or your doctor will say, everybody needs to do moderate exercise. Well, what is it? There are specific and less specific ways to determine the moderate intensity. So as always, we want you to check with your primary care provider before beginning any new activity, but we're going to share what we know. So 'tis the season for scams. Over 12,000 victims reported scams to the FBI during the last holiday season. And these scams target givers and online shoppers. And there are several common ones which we're going to identify. So first of all, you have to look for look-alike products. Americans buy over $2 trillion. Yes, trillion with a T. in counterfeit products annually, and that's from the National Crime Prevention Council. And that includes knockoffs of brand name shoes or clothes, household goods, toys, sports equipment, cosmetics, and many more things. The twist is that fake products online are more convincing than ever. Counterfeiters use artificial intelligence to modify product information to deceive customers into thinking that their products are authentic. They will actually use photos of legitimate products, and then when you buy them, you get the fake product. And sometimes it's really hard to tell if something is counterfeit or not. Like a fake travel mug might look like the real thing, except for maybe there is a made in stamp on the bottom that is misspelled, and it misspells the manufacturer's location. Or especially when you are buying, designer products. That can be really, really scary because so many fakes are made, especially in Asia, and for a very cheap price. I know when I was in New York, they're supposedly not supposed to be selling them, but there are all kinds of vendors on the streets that were selling, handbags, Gucci bags, and um, uh, Yves Saint Laurent clothing, and just all kinds of things. And interesting, when a police would start to come, they would run. So you've got to be really careful. Now, there are fake safety seals on counterfeit electronics, and that's scary. It is said, according to Havoc Scope, which is a company that monitors the global black market, that 1 in 10 digital devices, and that means cell phones, TVs, computers, gaming systems, music players, and more, that are sold around the world are probably fake. And the danger is that counterfeit devices and accessories can cause more than 70 deaths, they have caused this past year. Not can cause. They have caused this past year 70 deaths and 350,000 injuries in the United States alone. And again, that's from the National Crime Prevention Council. That's their statistic. Now, how scammers do it? They can fake safety certifications on counterfeit electronics, and they pose a real significant risk if you buy a counterfeit product, and it is, it has this fake safety label, because it could start on fire, it could blow up. And what's happening is that these are easier to make than ever before. Now, what the UL mark is starting to do, they're trying to add holographic labels on some products so that they're harder to replicate. The next thing is phony websites and fake stores and online marketplaces. Scammers will set up imposter websites that look like those of famous brands and well-known retailers. Now, fake shops almost never deliver the products they advertise. Maybe sometimes they might send you something, but it's a false item. But usually what the case is that the criminals just steal your money and your financial information. And if you provided more, they might even steal your identity. So what happens is that scammers really like places like Walmart.com and Amazon.com, and they will create these pop-up fake stores, and they'll offer the goods at rock bottom prices. And then they, grab your credit card information, and they are gone within a matter of hours. Fake e-commerce stores have fooled more than 850,000 United States and European consumers, stealing over $50 million from them since 2021. And that's really a scary thought. So what can you do? There's some smart ways to shop safely online. First of all, steer clear of any deep, deep discounts or those sale in soon, those urgent messages that you get. And if you get emails, texts, and social media messages advertising unusually large price cuts, that might be a tip off that the item is counterfeit. And don't rely on customer ratings. And of course, you can't always rely on the price because some scammers are actually charging full price for fakes to deceive the buyers. And they manage to accrue or fake customer positive customer ratings. I know that one time, this is a few years ago, my husband and I wanted to go to Cancun, and we were looking for a B&B to stay in, and this place had like 25 just awesome reviews, and the pictures looked amazing. And even though I kept, looking at it and thinking, could this be real? It looked so real. Now, this is a few years ago before you could type in the word scam or something after the address of something. Anyway, when we got there, it was nothing like the pictures. And it's obvious that all of those reviews were fake reviews. It did have a great view of the ocean, but the place was in a mess. I mean, a total mess. And, that had leaky plumage. The plumbing was leaking. Nothing was working. The balcony, we were afraid to step out on it because you could see, if you were down on the beach, you looked up, you could see that the building was literally falling apart. So anyway, just you really have to do your homework, and I'm more savvy now. The next thing is don't click on links in any online solicitation. If you get an email or a text, um, definitely don't click on those links. If you want to buy something, go to apple.com if you're buying an iPhone or something that is going to be, a new computer, or go to bestbuy.com if that's where you're going to buy it, or go to the retailer that has it. Because once you give somebody your credit card, they're going to steal it, and then you're going to have to cancel their credit card. And also, when I say that, make sure that you are paying by credit card. Don't purchase from sellers who want payment from gift cards or peer-to-peer apps or cryptocurrency, because once you do that, you've lost your money. You can look up a certification company's safety seal on a product before you buy it to make sure it's genuine. And that's a really important one. Also, check for customer service contact information and a place to click for returns. And if you don't know the name of this unfamiliar third-party seller online, what you do, this is how you can check now, is you can go to a search engine, type in their name, and put the name scam or complaint or review after it, and it should come up. I know with a lot of so-called hybrid publishers or publishers, a lot of young people and young writers that want to get published, they're being solicited by publishers to, oh, we'll make your book a bestseller. Well, whatever that company is, put it in with the word scam after it and see what comes up, because right now there aren't too many hybrid publishers that are that good. And so putting the word scam is really going to help you. With the Authors Guild did a research and did that recently, typed it in, and this is just in the last week. An entire list of publishers came up, and with a warning sign. So you've got to be really, really careful. Other ones are charity scams. Sadly, there are nonprofits and charities like Be the Star You Are that work hard. I mean, we've been doing this for 25 years, that work hard, but there are fraudsters that are exploiting the seasoned spirit of giving by setting up fake charities or even copying the logos of real charities, but maybe having a misspelling in the URL, and they're trying to get your donations. So before you donate, research the organization in question, and you can go through trusted resources like the IRS, tax exempt organization search tool. You can go to places like greatnonprofits.org to see if the charity is listed there. Be careful of fake online stores. These sites often will lure the shoppers with those too good to be true deals on popular items. And as I said, they mimic well-known stores. So you can verify the legitimacy of websites by checking for reviews, confirming contact information, and ensuring that the URL is spelled correctly and that it starts with HTTPS. That is a secure URL. The gift card scams, you've heard of them before, but boy, are they out there. Scammers will often offer gift cards at a discount, but when you get that card, it will have a zero balance. And alternatively, they may ask for payment via gift cards, and that is a sure indication of a scam because those transactions are untraceable. So if you want to purchase a gift card, buy it from an authorized retailer and be cautious of anyone that requests that form of payment. And then I just want to reiterate once again any phishing emails, but also texts. These messages often mimic those from reputable retailers or even legitimate businesses claiming that there's been a problem with your order or urging you to click on a link or to provide your personal information. Do not respond. Just delete and mark it as junk. Never, ever click on an unsolicited link. I am getting about 4 texts a day now that are saying your package cannot be delivered. And the bottom line is well, if it can't be delivered, I feel that UPS or the post office will be in touch with me. These look like they're coming from UPS or the post office, but the reality is they're not. It's a scam trying to get me to click on it, and so I just delete. So maybe I'm missing a package out there. Who knows? But I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I hope that you will avoid the scams during this season as well. Just really, really be cautious because it's become so sophisticated that it's hard to tell if something is a scam. And especially if you're a person that does a lot of online buying, you know that Amazon, if you're buying from Amazon, they always send you tracking. They always send you an email. But don't click on that. Just go to the portal where you bought it and check from there. And then that way you're going to be in good shape. Well, you're listening to Cynthia Bryan. This is Star Style, Be the Star You Are. When we come back, we're going to expand our good life and we're going to prolong our longevity. So stay with me. You're listening to Star Style, Be the Star You Are, coming to you live on the Voice America Network. Don't go away.
Follow us on Twitter for more great ideas at Voice America Empowerment.
Get autographed copies of New York Times bestselling author Cynthia Bryan's books at www.starstyleradio.com. Get inspired and motivated to be your best self with Be the Star You Are, 99 gifts, and Be the Star You Are for teens. Buy cases at a deep discount to give away as gifts and premiums. Visit www.starstyleradio.com or call 925-377-STAR. 925-377-STAR. 925-377-STAR.
Are you seeking a dynamo speaker for your meeting, conference, or organization? Internationally recognized keynote speaker and New York Times bestselling author and lifestyle coach Cynthia Bryan will bring her energetic expertise, passionate professionalism, and ebullient personality to your event. Hailed as an expert in lifestyle, women's issues, self-help, personal balance, leadership, media, gardening, and interior design topics, Cynthia Bryan is a popular empowerment keynote speaker around the world, lecturing to audiences of 100 to 5,000. For rates and bookings, call 925-377-STAR, 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 and visit www.CynthiaBryan.com. When you want the best, book Cynthia Bryan, www.CynthiaBryan.com. Are you a teenager with lots to say, but no one to talk to? Let your creativity explode and your voice be heard on the radio program Express Yourself, a show by teens, for teens, and about teens. No topic is off limits as you connect with teens with attitude. Check out Express Yourself on the Voice America Kids channel. And join our global community where teens talk and the world listens. www.btsya.com. You can express yourself.
Follow Voice America at facebook.com/Voice America for juicy updates from your favorite radio shows and podcasts.
It's power time on Star Style. Be the star you are with your passion, purpose, and possibility producer, Cynthia Bryan. Now, back to the power party.
Well, we're back, and if you are still hunting for personalized gifts that you would like to give to your family, friends, colleagues, co-workers, don't forget that we have many books here at Be the Star You Are that can come with extra goodies. We can even holiday wrap for you, and books can be autographed. So if you go to BeTheStarYouAre.org, click on the store, and Willie will get these out to you ASAP. We also have an Amazon store that is available on Amazon, where we have a lot of other books, not our personal books, but from authors that have been on the radio show. And so you can get, the best things there. And these places are for real, so you don't have to worry about it being a scam. So BeTheStarYouAre.org. You can also click on the store at CynthiaBryan.com. And if you do decide you want some books, please make sure to let us know to whom you would like these autographed. Well, I think most of us would like to live a very long, healthy, happy life. But the key word there is healthy. The second word is happy. So how is it that we will be able to live longer? There are researchers out there that believe that by 2150, which is still, quite a ways away, 120 something years away, people will be living to 200 if they follow a certain thing. There are people already who are living to 100 and who are living a happy life up until 100. And there is evidence that people who are alive today, who were alive in 2000, who were just being born in 2000, let's say, would actually live to be 120. So what is it that we're going to need to do? Well, according to neuroscientist Dr. Rogalewski, numerous kinds of mental activities can help maintain general cognitive function and brain health. And these could include learning a new language, playing strategy games like chess or checkers, or, working through difficult puzzles. Now, the key is to choose activities that are mentally challenging. Also, social activity is really important. In the blue zones, which we've talked about before, this is what they do find, is that interacting with friends and family can boost your cognition and your and be also emotionally fulfilling. Super agers, those are people who can live to 100, have engaged in more social relations and have better relationships. They have better memory scores than older adults who didn't engage in social activity. Now, keeping on top of your cardiovascular health is really important. We have to know our blood pressure and our cholesterol. Now, statins, they have been prescribed for decades, They are among the most effective anti-aging drugs that are already on the market. They're also anti-inflammatory. And medications to lower our high blood pressure, which is a primary marker of health, are also widely available and are safe. The most important thing is to make sure that you get your regular exams. Those would include blood work, a colonoscopy, a mammogram, a prostate check, a routine diabetes check, and everyone should be getting an annual wellness checkup. And most insurance companies actually pay for that 100%. So you're going to want to talk to your doctor about any supplements, because some supplements like vitamin D, calcium, and B12 might be recommended. Although they do promise all sorts of miracles, you don't want to start taking something unless your doctor recommends it. Something that people forget about are dental appointments. Having a regular dental checkup is really important. There was a recent analysis led by the National Institute on Aging, which found that bacteria associated with periodontal disease is also associated with the development of Alzheimer's and other related dementias, especially vascular dementia. So, if we can intervene in the first part of life, we may not be able to eliminate disease, but maybe we can compress it closer to the end of life. Most older people are not afraid of dying, but they are afraid of becoming disabled or dependent on others. I mean, nobody wants to be a burden. And if we could expand the good life, we could prolong longevity. But the problem is with medical care today is all we're doing is intervening when disease strikes and when it becomes evident, as opposed to keeping it away. So there are many, many health advancements that are helping us live more healthy. And living to 100 in excellent health seems to be a commonly attainable goal for the not too distant future. So, what are some things that we could do? Like, what would be something we could do on a daily basis? Now, of course, every individual is different, and every individual's body part is different, and every individual ages at a distinct rate. But there are some things that all of us could do that could slow the aging process, or at least we could foster some healthier aging. And if we were to embrace some of these, we might wake up tomorrow feeling like the same age as today. In other words, maybe we won't stop aging, but maybe we will be more youthful. So I'm calling this the youthful aging. So it is recommended that waking up between 6 and 8 a.m. is generally in sync with our body's circadian rhythm. Our body's circadian rhythm is the internal clock that regulates our sleep and our wakefulness. Now, the Academy of Sleep Medicine recommends that you wake up no less than 7 and no more than 9 hours after you go to bed. So that 7 to 9 hours of sleep is what we need to get this computer, which is our body, our mind, and our spirit, in tip-top shape. So we really need our sleep. And I know I know I am definitely a very active person. I'm juggling a lot of work balls and family balls and just lots of balls, period. And I know that I really need my sleep. And so, when in my 20s and 30s, I thought I didn't need any sleep, and now I definitely do. The second thing that is recommended is trying to get sunlight in the morning. So if you can get sunlight in the morning, that will help your body produce the vitamin D that could slow the aging process. So you want to make a habit maybe of going outside. I do my meditation outside every day, rain or shine, and usually it is I'm in California, so we have a lot of sunshine. and usually there is some sunshine, so I am able to get something in on a daily basis. But if you don't want to meditate, so maybe what you want to do is to walk your dog, or just go for a walk in the morning, and that might really help it. Or you could do some light chores outside first thing in the morning, because if you get it in the morning, then you know that you're done. Otherwise, the day starts trapping you, and you might have to. You have just so many things you have to get done that you're not going to get outside. Breakfast is an important meal. I'm not a huge breakfast person, but I do try to get a little bit of fruit and protein every morning. Now, it's said that a high protein breakfast is absolutely critical for maintaining muscle mass as we age. And what the research shows is that getting 25 to 30 grams of protein in the morning, it really will help prevent age-related muscle loss. So that's another reason to try to get some breakfast in the morning. Meditation. I've already told you that I meditate every day, and I find that it grounds me. It starts my day off right. But you can do it at any time. And it's any calming activity. It can be yoga. Your meditation can be prayer if that's what you want to do. It can just be, sitting and looking at nature, reveling in the birds, the sky, the clouds, like I do, or giving thanks, talking to a higher power, whatever it is that works for you. It reduces the cognitive decline by activating the prefrontal cortex. That's an area of the brain that is diminished in those with cognition difficulties. And the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease found that just 12 minutes of meditation daily could really make a difference. So I think we could all, risk 12 minutes just to keep our minds fluid and to help us age youthfully. The next thing is lunch. Well, the best thing you could do is to follow a Mediterranean style diet. That Mediterranean style diet, I've talked about it so much, but it is an abundance of fruit, vegetables, omega-3, fish like salmon. This all reduces inflammation, and which inflammation is a culprit of biological aging. And eating a wide variety of plant foods, it boosts our microbiome, and that's a master controller of gut inflammation. So you want whole grains, you want legumes, you want nuts. You want to have minimize your intake of any processed food, sugar, alcohol, and red meat. Now, that Mediterranean diet really has been proven in so many tests to be effective in reducing cardiovascular disease and risk factors like high cholesterol, high blood pressure, glucose levels, and inflammatory markers, all which are associated with cognitive decline. So if you're not sure what is a good Mediterranean diet for you, look it up. Look up what all the different things that you can eat on a Mediterranean diet. And, you need some good like olive oil in there, garlic, onions. All of those things are really, really good for you. Exercise. Afternoon exercise may reduce the risk of premature death even more than morning or evening workouts. And this is according to a study of more than 90,000 men and women that was published this past year in Nature Communications. So if you can walk briskly for 30 minutes in the afternoon or get some kind of cardio exercise at least 5 days a week, maybe use weights on the other 2 days. Something you can do if you like watching Netflix at night or the news or a movie or a game or whatever you do, if you're sitting on that couch, instead of being a couch potato, why don't you get a couple of hand weights? They can be 3 pounds, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever it is that you like. And while you're watching TV, use the weights so that your arms are getting some muscle and you're getting some exercise there. And then I already talked a little bit about socializing, but maintaining a social connection is one of the pillars of anti-aging. It's really critical. Social isolation in older people absolutely increase the risk for dementia by over 30%, according to Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine. The next thing is supper or dinner. Now, that should be around 6 p.m., although, that's pretty hard depending on your work schedule. I know for me, sometimes it's not till 8 or 9, and that's very late, but that's what time, the office closes. So what do you want to eat? You can dine on vegetables, which is really good, brown rice, beans. If you are eating during an 8 to 12-hour window of the day, and then you fast for the remaining 12 to 16, that will include your deep sleep time. This has been shown to have numerous advantages associated with longevity and decreased incidence of disease, including cancers. So again, that Mediterranean diet of leaning heavily on vegetables, fruits, nuts, grains, legumes, fish. And you can have your poultry and your red meat, but just minimize it. And then finally, bedtime. A United Kingdom study found that going to bed between 10 and 11 p.m. may reduce heart disease risk, especially in women. Now, other research indicates that deep sleep, and that usually occurs from the hours of 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., represents the optimal time for the brain to clear out debris and reorganize itself. And, the debris is one of the risks of Alzheimer's disease. So if we go back to the beginning where it says that we need to wake up between 6 and 8 a.m., so to get that 8 hours of sleep, you definitely, if you're getting up at 6, you're going to need to be in bed by 10. If you're getting up at 8, you can push it just a little bit further and you could go to midnight. But again, the optimal time if you want to have a youthful aging experience is to get into bed between 10 and 11. And that's hard. But that really does stop you from binge watching and staying up all late and then raiding the refrigerator, at 2 in the morning. So we just have to be cognizant of what we're doing. And that way we'll age gracefully, we'll age youthfully. And of course, a very important part of aging youthfully is our attitude. Remember to have positive thoughts. I know it's troubling times, but if you can stay positive, have an attitude of gratitude, you're going to find that you will have that megawatt smile and you'll have a youthful appearance and a youthful characteristic about you. And that's what I think we all want. Well, you're listening to Cynthia Bryan. This is Star Style, Be the Star You Are. We've got a business bite coming up, and then we're going to be discussing moderate intensity in exercise and what it is. Stay with me. More to come.
Change your world. Change your life. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
Business Bites. Here's Cynthia Bryan.
When you hear vague put-offs like, oh, call me another time, I'll get back to you, oh, let me think about it, make a habit to ask, why do you feel this way? Or why do you need to think it over? Especially if you are in a sales position. This simple technique will help you uncover a real concern that the prospect did not feel inclined to share sooner. You want to determine if the prospect is merely procrastinating or honestly fearful of making a decision. Avoid spending a lot of time analyzing every possibility in order to find the true reason for the delay. You can gain time in which to keep the conversation going so you can gather your thoughts. So just try a new tactic to help you close the deal by honest listening. Remember, you're the star of your own performance. Turn your passions into profits. I'm Cynthia Bryan with another business bite from Star Style. For more information, visit CynthiaBryan.com. That's Cynthia Bryan, Bryan with an I.com.
The annual cost of illiteracy to American taxpayers is over $225 billion. Help increase literacy, reduce violence, and improve positive media messages by making a tax-deductible contribution to Be the Star You Are charity. A top-rated nonprofit, Be the Star You Are promotes positive role models, produces positive radio broadcasts, and donates positive books to empower women, families, and youth. Be a power partner and join our galaxy of stars. Visit our website at BeTheStarYouAre.org to make a tax-deductible donation using PayPal or send checks to P.O. Box 376, Moraga, California, 94556. BeTheStarYouAre.org. Dare to care.
Follow us on Twitter for more great ideas at Voice America Empowerment.
It's power time on Star Style. Be the star you are with your passion, purpose, and possibility producer, Cynthia Bryan. Now, back to the power party.
Well, we're back. Thank you again for staying with me. And we want to discuss what is moderate intensity. When your doctor tells you, just do some moderate intensity exercises, what does that actually mean? How do you know what is moderate? That is one of the most important things for your overall health is to do exercise, right? We want to have healthy bones, healthy joints, and we need to stay physically active because for most adults, the recommendation is to get at least 150 minutes a week of, in quotes, moderate intensity aerobic physical activity, or that can be 20 to 30 minutes a day. Now, if you're just getting started, you might wonder what counts as moderate activity and how do you know whether you are achieving it? Is a leisurely walk an activity or does it need to be a brisk walk? So Cleveland Clinic physical therapist Stephen Pfaff explains that there are both specific and less specific ways of determining whether you are in the moderate intensity range. So here goes. In general, aerobic exercise gets your heart beating faster and it makes you breathe harder. And a less specific method for measuring intensity is a self-rating scale of what your perceived exertion is. So we'll do that scale on a 0 to 10. So moderate intensity would be somewhere in the 4 to 6 range. In that range, you might just break a light sweat, but you're not going to be drenched in sweat. Another way to judge your intensity is whether you can carry on a conversation. It shouldn't be really easy to carry on that conversation, but you shouldn't be gasping for breath either. Now, if you want a really accurate method, then of what a moderate intensity activity gets you you need to get your heart rate up to 50 to 70% of your maximum heart rate. And vigorous activity will get your heart rate up to 70 to 85% of your maximum heart rate. Now, if you're just starting an exercise program, you want to always start on the lower end of the target range and then build up slowly to the intensity. So how do you calculate your maximum heart rate? Subtract your age from 220. To measure your heart rate, which is calculated in heartbeats per minute, BPM is what they call them. You can stop activity briefly to take your pulse. You can also use a fitness tracker, and that'll give you a number in BPM. Now, if you have any health concerns, you definitely should check with your primary care provider before you start any exercise program. In fact, even if you don't have health concerns, I think it's a good idea to always start with your primary health care provider because they can refer you to a physical therapist or an exercise physiologist to guide you if you need that. And that can be really helpful especially if you've had an injury or if you have arthritis or you have any kind of painful condition. So a physical therapist can help you modify exercises to get whatever aerobic benefit is necessary, and they can minimize your pain. Now, while your goal is to get up to 30 minutes a day of moderate intensity activity, we have to emphasize that you should increase your physical activity very gradually. You want to start with 5 minutes and then gradually get to 10 minutes of brisk walking, but again, not where you're so out of breath that you can't speak. Now, when you're comfortable doing that amount, add another 5 minutes and then just keep doing it that way. It's gradual. You don't want to just go all out or you'll be in a lot of pain. And ultimately, it's best to do 30 minutes of sustained activity. But if you need to break it up into smaller chunks throughout the day, that's fine. You know, any exercise is better than no exercise. And in addition to structured activities, you could increase your aerobic activity by building it into your daily activity. Take the stairs instead of the elevator, park further away than from the stores than you need to. This is a good time because you can't find parking anyway. You know, anything that you can do just to get more activity. Like for me, you know, you go out into the garden, you pull weeds. I'm running up to the barnyard or walking up or hobbling up to the barnyard, which is 100 and something steps up a hill. So whatever you can do, that's what you want to do. And if you're comfortable with moderate intensity activity and you want to increase it to high intensity, then the recommendation is 75 minutes a week of vigorous aerobic physical activity. And that really will require you getting your heart rate up to 70 to 85% of your maximum heart rate. And whether you're doing moderate or high intensity aerobics, don't neglect that strength training, and that should be done at least twice a week. And so use some weights, like I was saying earlier, you know, while you're watching television or whatever, you know, just constantly be moving. Now, here are some aerobic activities that are good for you. Now, walking obviously is a really great form of aerobic exercise, but you could also try bicycling, swimming. Even if you're not going to swim laps, if you just get into a pool or even a hot tub and kick or do, you know, leg lifts or move your arms. Dancing. Now, that's an easy one for everybody. You can turn on the music and dance by yourself. You know that without saying, dance as if no one is looking. Yeah, do it by yourself. Any kind of sport like tennis, pickleball, volleyball, basketball, all of those are good. All kinds of water aerobics, like I was just saying, if you're not going to swim, do some water aerobics or just take an aerobics class. And there are ones that are inexpensive or sometimes free at community centers, at YMCAs. And there are a lot of different programs, perhaps even in your community. So check it out because we all want to be aging gracefully and aging slowly. And at the same time, we just want to be able to live longer, right? So let's keep our body, mind, and spirit in great condition and read some books because when you read books, you are exercising your brain and expanding your imagination, and that is good for you as well. Well, that is our show for today. I thank you so much for staying tuned to Star Style Be the Star You Are every Wednesday, 4 to 5 p.m. Pacific. Here we come to you live on the Voice America Network. You can change your life. You can make your dreams come true. For more information about Star Style Productions, to purchase any of my books or get in touch, visit CynthiaBryan.com. And for the books, just click on the Star Style store. To make a donation or just get involved or volunteer with Be the Star You Are, or just to find out what it is that we're doing, visit BeTheStarYouAre.org. My aim is always to encourage, inspire, inform, amuse, and motivate. I want you to see beyond your physical being and know that you are already the star that you dreamed of becoming. So until we get together again next week, remember that kindness always will keep us happy, that love is the answer. And I want you to go out and to be the star you are. Be your unapologetically authentic self. Make it a great week. Celebrate in the moment and be grateful. And thank you so much for being here with me on Star Style. Be the star you are. Until next week, make it a great one.
Be the star you are. The star you are. Be the star you are. You are the star.
It's been a pleasure bringing you our life-changing program, Star Style, Be the Star You Are. We have you on our radar, as it's our goal to inspire, inform, entertain, and motivate you to be the star you were born to be. For more information, visit starstyleradio.com. And to make a donation to the charity, go to BeTheStarYouAre.org. Ignite the flame that burns brightly within. Take charge of your life and coach yourself to success with our dynamic host and empowerment architect, Cynthia Bryan, every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Voice America Empowerment Channel for another serving of champagne for the spirit and a power boost to live with Star Style. Until we celebrate together next week, be the star you are.